Hey YouTube, you have Leonard here, bringing guys and gals Winter Anime 2022, the preview. So everyone, for those who didn't have an opportunity to check it out, link in the description box down below to my Twitch. I actually did a preview of literally every single anime coming out during the 2022 winter season, well, for the most part. And there's a lot of stuff happening. Now I will say this, unlike in other years, I personally feel anyway, not as many great anime coming out this winter season. I think the bulk of 2022, especially spring, summer, will probably be very good. But nonetheless, for the winter anime, we don't have as many hit titles per se, but we have some nice gems that we're finding here and there. So through the course of this video, everybody, we're going to go through, I have about a list of give or take, it looks like 9 anime that I've kind of flagged that I definitely will be checking out and reacting to. So with that said, let's get started. So first and foremost, an anime that needs no introduction, Attack on Titan, the finale. So for all of you who are familiar with Attack on Titan, this is indeed going to be the final season. It's going to be very epic. Again, for all of these, I'm going to read the synopsis. The war for paradise zeroes in on Shigashina, just as Jaegerists have seized control. After taking a huge blow from a surprise attack led by Eren, Marley swiftly acts to return the favor, with Zeke's true plan revealed, and a military force under new rule. This battle might be fought on 2 fronts. Does Eren intend on fulfilling his half-brother's wishes, or does he have a plan of his own? So everybody, as I said before, this is the final season of Attack on Titan. I am a manga reader, so I do know what is happening. Nonetheless, I can't stress this enough. When I saw the trailer, like, I am so hyped for this season. You don't understand. I think Studio Mappa got a lot of flack, I think, last season for part 1 of season 4. I don't think it was warranted whatsoever. I think Mappa did a great job. Some stuff here in the CGI that I was like, I personally didn't care for. But in general, I think they did a great job, direction and everything. Eren is one of my favorite characters that we have in anime. Let me rephrase that. Part 4 Eren. Part 4 Eren is like one of my favorite characters because I feel like the stakes raise, become serious. I like this dark persona that we get to Eren as a character, and just trying to understand, like, what's his reasoning for doing all this stuff? Why is he gone this route of like not caring for Mikasa, for Armin? All these things are questions that we're going to get answered in this season, of course. I feel like the manga felt a little bit quick in the way that they resolve certain things, so I am hopeful that the anime can clean that up. So with that, we're going to go over to the next anime, Sono Beast Doru, My Dress Up Darling. Now, I know there's a manga for this, like many things, of course, and I've actually seen the manga before. I glanced over the first chapter and I think another chapter that became really popular. I never got an opportunity to really read this, but I am anticipating so much. I feel this is going to be my favorite anime of the winter season. I already have it up there. I think it's going to be my favorite. Here's the synopsis. High schooler Wakana Gojo cares about one thing, making Hina dolls. With nobody to share his obsession, he has trouble finding friends or even holding conversation. But after the school's most popular girl, Marin Kitagawa, reveals a secret of her own, he discovers a new purpose for her sewing skills. Together, they'll make her cosplay dreams come true. This looks beautiful. It kind of reminds me of a better version in terms of like the animation. I don't know why, maybe it's just because of like she's a blonde, I don't know. But it kind of reminds me of like Orange, if anyone ever watched Orange before.
You lose! Good day, sir!
But I'm just very excited for this one. I think the concept's interesting. Gojo looks like a pretty cool character, like to himself, sewing, and then he's just thrust into this crazy situation of a girl who literally unchanging in front of him, and it's just like, I love cosplay. And he's just like, what? So all in all, I'm very excited for this particular season. Specifically, or rather I should say, I'm just very excited for this anime in general. Glad it's getting an anime, and this is definitely up there in terms of my most anticipated of the season. The next anime we have is Takagi Season 3. Yes, skill teaser Takagi-san. The synopsis reads, having a friend that knows you inside and out should be a good thing, but in Nishikata's case, the opposite is true. His classmate Takagi loves to tease him on a daily basis, and she uses her extensive knowledge of his behavior to predict exactly how he will react to her teasing, making it nearly impossible for Nishikata to ever make a successful comeback. Despite this, Nishikata vows to someday give Takagi a taste of her own medicine by making her blush out of embarrassment from his teasing. I'm actually currently midway through season 2, so I'm almost caught up to get ready for season 3. I should be caught up by the time the anime premiere. Hey YouTube, you have Leonard of the Future here. I have in fact finished season 2 of Takagi-san. I'm fully up to date, ready for season 3. I would just like to say for purposes of this video that this is such a beautiful story. I think this is honestly among one of my favorite romance comedies that I have watched. There's something about like the innocent teasing of Takagi and Nishikata, the middle school vibes. It just feels very innocent as a story. I highly recommend this to anybody who is listening to this video and maybe hasn't seen Takagi-san before. Definitely catch up and watch this. So again, I recommend it to everybody. So the next anime that we have is Koroshi Ai. Yes, Love of Kill. Two assassins face off at a certain workplace. The cool bounty hunter Chateau and the mysterious and powerful Ryangha. Chateau and Ryangha become enemies after this fight, at least they should have. But for some reason, Ryangha takes a liking to Chateau and begins following her around. Little by little, Chateau develops a cooperative relationship or partnership with Ryangha, which gets her caught up in the struggle against the organizations hunting him down. Furthermore, that battle is related to her past as well. Why did Ryangha approach Chateau? What is Chateau's secret past? Two mismatched assassins weave together a twisted assassin x assassin, not to be confused with the manga, thriller. The strange gears of fate begin to move. So I watched the synopsis for this, or I read the synopsis for this. I watched the PV, and I have to say it looks really interesting. Specifically in terms of style and anything about the story, I have to look this up, but it almost feels like I'm looking at a Korean drama, especially when I see the names and stuff. It definitely feels kind of Korean drama-esque, but I think this is going to be a very interesting story. It is tagged as a josei, and I tend to like josei, a little on the more mature side in terms of storytelling. So I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with the story in particular. And I think it's going to have a good mix of good storytelling, romance, of course action as well, since it deals with assassins. And I am looking forward to it. We'll see whether or not I keep up with it. But so far the story seems very solid and something that I'm definitely interested in going into this winter season. On to the next one, which until I did my winter anime 2022 preview on Twitch, again, check out my Twitch, link in the description box down below, everybody. This was not on my radar. I glanced over it a few times, but this is Tensai Oji no Akaji Koka Saisei Jutsun, also known as the Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. Prince Wine is ready to commit treason, and who can blame him? Faced with the impossible task of ruling his pathetic little kingdom, this poor guy just can't catch a break. But with his brilliant idea of auctioning off his own country, this lazy prince should be able to retire once and for all. Or, that was the plan. Until his treasonous schemes lead to disastrous consequences, namely, accidental victories and the favor of his people. So this just seems like a very funny title. Again, I glanced over this. I don't know if this will necessarily even be any good, but I gotta say, everybody, like, it seems funny. I've watched 2 of the trailers so far, and it makes me laugh every time I watch the trailers. This guy basically is just like, I want nothing to do with this kingdom. I want to retire. And by the way, this will probably be answered. If you are the king of the kingdom, is there any reason why you don't have enough money to retire without selling your people and your whole country into, whatever? But nonetheless, everybody, I'm looking forward to this one. It looks like it'll be funny. I do hope it lives up to some of my expectations, but granted, my expectations are kind of low because I think this will be more on the comedy route of things. This is definitely an interesting premise. I look forward to seeing how they kind of implement it. And most importantly, it's not an isekai. It's about time. So on to the next anime, everybody. Shumatsu no Harem. This got pushed over into this season, winter 2022. The time is near future Tokyo, Japan in 2040. Reito, a young man suffering from an intractable disease, vows to reunite with his childhood friend Erisa and decides to cold sleep to cure her illness. When he wakes up 5 years later, the world was undergoing a major transformation. The MK, male killer, virus kills 99.9% of men on the planet. Yes, everybody, that's pretty much the whole male race, or the male side of the human race, obliterated. Synopsis continues, the ground was a super harem with 5 billion women for every 5 men. Only 5 men, numbers, are resistant to the MK virus. One of them, Daito, is required to mate for the survival of the remaining women and humankind. Harem life waiting for the world after the pandemic. At the same time, Daito is involved in a global conspiracy over numbers. Can he overcome the temptation and save the world? I'm not gonna lie, everybody, this has kind of moved down my list. If you do harem genre good, I can enjoy it. I am worried that this is going to be very heavy fan service, weak plot, among other things, but I'm intrigued enough by the premise to where I have to give this at least one episode. So for the time being, it is on my list of 2022 winter things to watch. Akebi-chan no Sailor Fuku, Akebi's sailor uniform. Synopsis reads, it's Komichi Akebi's first year of junior high, and she has her heart set on one thing, Robide Private Academy sailor uniform. As the next chapter of her life gets closer, she dreams of all the exciting new experiences she'll get to have. School lunches, classes, club activities, and of course, making lots of friends. With her favorite outfit on, Komichi feels ready for anything. So, a very vanilla plot line, but nonetheless, the way this was animated looks very nice. I do believe that Cloverworks is the one doing this particular series. I do believe Cloverworks is doing Sono Bisque Doru. So Cloverworks is involved in a few different things this season. Cloverworks is the same group that did Shadow's House, Promised Neverland, to name a few. I think this has potential to be a very enjoyable anime. So if you're someone who likes that type of stuff, more of a slice of life type of genre, good storytelling, relax, I think this might be the anime for you. I will definitely be checking this out and potentially continue it throughout the winter. Next up, Slow Loop. When Hiyori, a young girl whose deceased father taught her the joys of fishing, headed out to sea for some alone time, she never thought that she would encounter another girl there. After a while, this girl, named Koharu, and her end up fishing and cooking together, and they get to know each other a bit in the meantime. During their brief time together, Koharu finds out that the reason Hiyori went out to sea that day was because she's hesitant towards meeting her new stepfamily that same evening. But what a coincidence! Koharu is also meeting her new family tonight. No, it can't be a coincidence. Follow these two sisters and their new life together. So again, Slow Loop seems like, again, a very interesting slice of life, a little more relaxed. I love these type of twists though. It reminds me of Domestic Girlfriend. It's going to be nothing like Domestic Girlfriend, but the whole idea basically of having like families come together and like, oh no, we can't possibly be like siblings and this and that. Like, oh wait, we're going to be siblings? I kind of like those type of stories. I find them funny, interesting, quirky. And this seems to have a very wholesome element to it as well. So I think people initially looking at this might see like fishing, etc. Like, I think this could be very interesting. I think the story could be nice. I'm looking forward to definitely checking this out nonetheless. So we'll see if I stick with it, but at least in premise alone, Slow Loop looks like a really enjoyable anime, and I look forward to it. So all that to say, everybody, once again, this is going to be a very interesting winter in terms of anime. I'm not sure in terms of everything else. I may add things onto this list as I start hearing more and more about them. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you going to look at any of these anime? Was I able to maybe convince you to check out one of these anime that otherwise you weren't going to check out? Is there anything that maybe I missed on this list that you think is going to be really good that I should check out? I'm always looking at recommendations. It's always helpful. So with that, everybody, let me know your thoughts once again in the comment section down below. Like the video if you like the video. A little bit different from my reaction style where I'm actually doing a video. Let me know if you like this. If so, I could do more videos like this going forward. And most importantly, if you want to see my full thoughts again on Winter Anime 2022, go to Twitch. I do believe the video is still up there. I did it last week, and honestly, it was a very fun watch through. So definitely check that out. We were on stream for like 2 hours just going through all the anime. So with that, everybody, like the video, subscribe, like my content, greatly appreciated. And with that, I am Leonard, and I am out. Take care, everybody. Peace.